Well, howdy YouTube, Unky Joe here, Unky Joe's Playhouse. Sad news, my PC woes continue. Oh, woe is me. So, yes, my PC woes continue, but it's not as bad as the intro to my video may have made it seem. Let me clarify what I mean by PC woes. No more blue screens, the system is stable. I'm still having video stuttering issues. So, all the components on this system are new, with the exception of one thing. And that is the RX 570 video card that I bought off of eBay about a little over a year ago. So here's my thought. I'm wondering if this card wasn't used for mining operations at some point. Perhaps it overheated, and perhaps it's a little bit glitchy because it only seems to affect video. So let me clarify that when I say video. I use Adobe Premiere Essentials for my video editing. I used to use Adobe Premiere Pro, but it got too expensive. I didn't want to pay $20 a month. So Adobe Premiere Essentials is about $80 for a package with it and the like photo editing software that comes with it. So it's a good value. So, but I have noticed when I go to use that program here lately that with this rig and this setup, it's been stuttering when I do in other words, the video editing is not as smooth of an experience as it could or should be. Now, it could be its software, but I also, I just don't think so. My gut tells me it's the video card. And being as I bought a used video card off of eBay, God only knows who's had it, what they put it through, or where it's been. So, this is what I got to replace it with. All I can say is thank God it wasn't a power supply, because if you're trying to get a power supply these days, good luck. But I was able to get a new video card. Now, I was tempted to go with the NVIDIA card, the entry-level model, the 1660. Yeah, it was a $159 video card. But I'm an AMD fanboy. I mean, it's an AMD system. I've already got an RX 570 in there, so I decided to split the difference and go with a Radeon RX 570 Sapphire Pulse. Now, I could have gotten a gigabyte card, but it was a bit more expensive. Now, this card was only, I want to say right around $150. And you notice here it says it's the light model. Now, something you need to educate yourself on is never trust Amazon specifications when they list it. In fact, let's go look it up on Amazon right now. So this card right here is the one I purchased. It's the Sapphire 11265/68. Well, I'm not going to read it out. And the one right next to it, which is roughly $20 more, it's $190, is basically the same card. And I honestly can't tell you the difference between the light and this one. But this is why you can never trust Amazon specifications. And I don't know if it's their fault, it could be the manufacturer. But you can see here that the memory clock speed on this one is 8,000 megahertz. This one is 1,750 megahertz. This one, the RX 570 R5 XXX, is 7,000 megahertz. The Red Dragon RX 570. So I don't even know if you can trust this. I don't see how this card, which is the light version, could have faster memory clock than this card. Maybe I'm just misunderstanding how they read this. And frankly, I looked around and asked around what the difference is between these two cards. And frankly, I couldn't get a straight answer. And I don't think the folks on Amazon that have bought this card know the difference, because they're asking the same question I am. What is the difference between the two cards? Well, one, it's $20 more expensive, and that's about all I can tell you. Now let me be perfectly clear. Everything else on this system is completely stable. I've had no blue screens, I've had no application errors, nothing. So my processor woes have been solved by going to the Ryzen 5 2600 CPU. I've thoroughly tested this Corsair RAM. It's working at 3200 megahertz. All is well. Now, behind me on the desk, I'm still waiting on Amazon to give me an RMA number for that Ryzen 5 3600. So that's an ongoing process, and with all the stuff that's going on the planet right now and supply chains being limited, I know it's just I need to be patient. It's going to take some time, and frankly, I'm not in any hurry because you see the white box behind me on the floor. It's not being used for anything. So what I like to do now is go ahead and I'm going to install this video card, and then I'm going to get it configured. It should be trivial because it could be software. And then if it is still stuttering, well, then I know it's a software issue. Now, my plan long term is to go to DaVinci Pro for my video editing. I'm just getting to know it and learning how to use it right now. And worst case, if there's nothing wrong with this RX 570 video card, that can go in this unit or another one when that Ryzen 5 3600 CPU gets back in here. And if not, I'll just put it up on eBay and let people know it's got an issue, and buyer beware. And if somebody wants to try and fix it, they're welcome to it. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's get the video card installed and see what's going on. So I'm not big into benchmarks, but I know some of you are. So I'm going to run some Cinebench tests on here, the R15, the R20, and then probably run the Heaven benchmark just for shits and giggles. But here's my CPU score. And here's my OpenGL results, 111.97 frames per second. A couple of things that you need to know. These are out-of-box settings. I don't overclock my CPU. I don't overclock my memory. Don't overclock anything, including the video card. And these are with standard settings. I don't want to introduce any overclocking into any of the equations. One, I'm not interested in it, for a few, megahertz of speed. And two, I want to have stability on my system. That's what's more important to me. So I always go with the out-of-box settings and the default settings on the video card RAM and CPU. And here are my Cinebench Release 20 results on my CPU. Now, R20 does not test the GPU, so keep that in mind, but it does kind of give a stability kind of test to see what kind of score you're getting, and you can see I'm actually doing 3 points better than the average for a Ryzen 5 2600 6-core processor. So that makes me happy, and the system didn't crash. So there are my Unigen Heaven benchmark scores. As you can see, minimum 37.6 and a maximum of 199.5 with 1920 by 1200 full screen, custom preset on high quality. Now my maximum temperature on my GPU got up to 76°C with a room temperature of about 73 degrees Fahrenheit. I'll let you do the metric conversion. I'm going to run another benchmark test. Superposition or superposition? I don't remember. It's another Unigen benchmark. So there are my superposition benchmark scores. And you can see my minimum frames per second was about 52. Average was 60. Max was 76. Rounded up, we'll say 77. My minimum CPU temperature was 52 degrees C, and it got to a max of 75 degrees C. I had written down 74, and it maxed my GPU at 100%. Now these were with full screen, medium shaders, medium textures, motion blur enabled. I did notice it wasn't screen tearing, it looked like a refresh. So now these monitors I have are, let's find out. I'm going to go ahead and close this. Let's go to display settings. They're Dells, and they are, what model are they? Well, let's see, advanced display settings. So these are Dell, and they're U24. I bought these used, 2412Ms. They're 22-inch monitors. I have two of them. And they're currently running at a refresh rate of 60 Hertz. And I wonder, I doubt that they support a refresh rate higher than that, and that's probably why I'm seeing the screen refresh. I'm only guessing. I'm a neophyte when it comes to graphics cards and monitors. All I know is what's pleasing to my eye, and these were these monitors were highly rated. That's why I got them. So, but so far so good. The video card seems to be doing fine. Now the true test is going to be Adobe Premiere Elements and see if that solves my stuttering issue. So I'm going to go play around in it now, and I'll try and get some footage, and we'll see what the results were, see if we were successful. So correction, these monitors are actually 24-inch monitors, but I did verify the refresh rate is only 60 Hertz, so that's what they are. And until they break, I'm not getting new monitors. Again, I'm not a gamer. I do work on my system, video editing, and occasional gaming, so it's not real important to me to have a high refresh rate. But that could explain why I was seeing, it appears to be a retrace. It's not a stutter and it's not a line draw. It's just kind of like a little floating, not even a bar. It's hard to explain. It's like a little bubble that travels down the screen. So if somebody knows what that's called in layman's terms or in technical terms, leave your comment down in the comment section. I'd be curious to know what they call that. So I'm not going to show you Adobe Premiere Essentials because there's nothing to show you. It worked like a charm, and I don't want to jinx myself, but the video editing experience was as smooth as butter, as they say. And this has been a problem that has kind of crept up on me. It's been an incremental kind of thing. It didn't just start happening all at once. I just started noticing my computer, anytime I used Adobe Premiere Essentials, would just be a little bit laggy afterwards. And especially noticed it like when I played a video or YouTube video, even opening windows, opening a File Explorer window would be kind of laggy. And if I rebooted, it would take care of it until I launched, Adobe Premiere Essentials again. It sometimes would, OBS would crash as well. In fact, there are several videos where I even mentioned in there that OBS was crashing on me. So, a word to the wise. I said this on my video about getting my main rig back up and running. Make sure you test whatever it is that you build before you put it into production. And I took a chance. I'm cheap. I'm a cheap bastard at heart, and I call myself the king of cheap. And I just can't justify sometimes paying nearly $200 for a video card, so I got that used one off of eBay and took a chance, and I guess it's just kind of worn out. I think it'll be curious if I put it into another machine or make it in my bench and start testing it and playing around with it. Maybe we'll rip it apart and reapply thermal compound. I never noticed that it was ever having any overheating issues or anything, but to be honest with you, I probably didn't monitor the temperatures that closely. But word to the wise, if you're going to build a new rig that you depend on for production, you probably want to stick with new parts and not old ones, because you're kind of taking a chance. And I'm sure the seller had no idea the video card had issues. Well, I say that, I don't know. But I like to think people's intentions when they sell things are good. They're not mean-spirited. So I give everybody the benefit of the doubt. And it just turned out that I got one that was a little more used than it needed to be. So hopefully my luck will hold out. Hopefully I haven't jinxed myself with this video and things will continue to look rosy. Now, I'm still going to move ahead with my plans to use DaVinci Resolve because I really like DaVinci Resolve. I kind of liked Adobe Premiere Pro too. I just didn't like the reoccurring subscription. Now, DaVinci Editor is free as long as you don't use or need any of the advanced features. And that tells me a lot about a company. And it's free without ads, without watermarks and that kind of thing. So this is not an ad for DaVinci Pro, but I need... Adobe Premiere Elements just works fine for me, but I don't know how long Adobe's going to support it. I've been burned by Adobe before when they went to their subscription model on their products, and I just don't trust them. So I like the look of DaVinci. It looks, everybody who I've heard from says it's an excellent video editor, so I'm going to give it a try. But there is a learning curve. So if you're entry level, Vegas Video is good. I don't know if they still make it. I know Morton over at my Playhouse uses it, has used it for years. There are a lot of free programs out there that are pretty good video editors for entry level. But I want to do some more advanced stuff, and I want to learn as I go. So I'm going to switch over to DaVinci. But my next few videos, of course, will be on Adobe Premiere Essentials, and it's not a bad program for 80 bucks. You really can't beat it. Knock on wood, I've had very little trouble with it. So there you go, YouTube, another video in the can, a short one, I hope. Short, sweet, and to the point. I'm very happy with this new video card, and hopefully that'll hold out. One drawback is the Gigabyte card lit up. This one has no lights on it, but that's okay. And like I say, I'll be putting the Gigabyte RX 570 card to work in another machine, and maybe we'll do some experiments with it. So anyway, we hope you found this video entertaining and informative as always. Please leave your comments down in the comments section. Give us a thumbs up if you liked the video, or a thumbs down if you didn't. Donate if you're so inclined. We take PayPal, Patreon, and we take the YouTube subscription service. So if you haven't checked that out, there should be a little blue join button below the video. If you click on that for $1.99 a month, you can subscribe to the channel. I will warn all my Patreon subscribers that keep an eye on Patreon. They just had a huge lawsuit and they lost. Of course, I'm sure they'll be appealing it, but they stand to lose millions of dollars, and it could put them under. So PayPal and subscribe under YouTube. So check it out. It's a good way of donating for those of you that are so inclined, and it helps to put revenue into this channel, because our ad revenues, of course, are pretty much non-existent on YouTube. So don't forget to come back and see us again, and don't forget, we'll see you on the other side.